Ну что ж, уважаемые участники, я надеюсь, уже все успели подключиться, и мы приступаем к нашему сегодняшнему вебинару, в ходе которого мы расскажем о новинках, которые появились в системе мониторинга ControlUp. Со мной, давайте представлюсь, Антон Игнатов, продакт-менеджер по направлению ControlUp, и со мной сегодня мой коллега Крис Цельмер, руководитель продаж Восточной Европы и Россия, в вендоре ControlUp. Совместно мы сегодня пробежимся по новинкам, почему они важны, где их можно применить, покажем, как это выглядит. И еще раз продемонстрируем, что решение по мониторингу от ControlUp не только конкурентоспособны на сегодняшний день, но и в некотором роде предугадывает, немножко забегает вперед, предвосхищая желания и потребности заказчиков. Итак, сегодня, как я сказал, немного агенды. То есть, о чем мы сегодня поговорим? Мы расскажем о новых возможностях, в частности, осветим мониторинг, такой, скажем, мониторинг последней мили, то есть это мониторинг того отрезка пути в сети, который находится на стороне пользователя, что стало особенно актуальным в связи с прошлым годом. Ну и сейчас многие компании настолько трансформировали свою инфраструктуру, что теперь технология там, work from anywhere, она практически повсеместна. То есть здесь есть два модуля, которые появились у ControlUp. Более подробно об этом расскажем. Дальше покажем и расскажем про новый веб-интерфейс, остановимся на его преимуществах, что в нем можно увидеть, что он отражает, что можно автоматизировать, куда с помощью этого веб-интерфейса можно попасть. И также поговорим о запланированных триггерах, их отработке, назначении, применении и улучшениях по безопасности, которые были введены и, скажем, получили развитие в новой редакции системы мониторинга ControlUp. Итак, уважаемый Крис, hi. I'll let the word to you and make you the presenter. So here we go.
Большое спасибо, Антон. Добрый день всем. Извините, пожалуйста, но сегодня я буду говорить по-английски. Я думаю, что я понимаю по-русски, но пока плохо говорю. What I would like to do today is first show you a few slides introducing new features and functions of ControlUp version 8.5 that we have announced like 2 weeks ago. And then after these few slides, I will switch to my remote desktop where I will show you these new features. I will do a live demo so you can see the actual value of these new things that were introduced recently. As Anton has already told you, we have introduced several enhancements to our core product, the Realtime Console. These are security updates and scheduled triggers. So I will talk about them in just a few minutes and show you these specifically scheduled triggers, show you later during a demo part. We have also introduced two new, very interesting features to allow monitoring of the computer, the device that a VDI end user is actually using to connect to their remote sessions. These are two features, Remote DX and Edge DX. They have very different functionality, and I hope you will be able to understand well what is the difference between them. I will also show you some of the features, like for example, ControlUp Edge DX or Remote DX using our new unified web interface, which we called ControlUp Solve. But let me start with monitoring of the last mile, monitoring of the end user devices. We have just introduced two new features, so let me start with first of them, Remote DX. Remote DX is a feature that allows support personnel looking at the issues with user experience, with VDI user calling and saying that something is wrong with their session, they cannot effectively work or perform the tasks as they used to do. Support with help of Remote DX can quickly diagnose, really within seconds, whether the issue is related to VDI infrastructure itself, or maybe it is related, it is caused by poor network quality of the end user device. If user is working remotely from home, from somewhere else, they may have poor quality network connection, and these may have a profound impact on the user experience, on their ability to perform their actions. So how Remote DX works? It is working by installing a small Remote DX extension on the end user device. It can be Windows, desktop or laptop. This can be Mac OS or Linux-based devices. After you install this Remote DX extension, it is activated when the user starts their Citrix receiver or Horizon client. The Remote DX extension is gathering device metrics related to network quality, network connection quality, and it is passing this information through a virtual channel in Citrix HDX or VMware Blast protocol to real-time that runs in the session virtual machine. This is how ControlUp Remote Real-Time Console or Solve web interface is able to read these statistics. So as you see, Remote DX just related to network connectivity, and these metrics and transmitted to ControlUp software only when the user is logged in to her or his remote session with Citrix or Horizon. So that's an important feature to understand. Our second solution for endpoint monitoring, ControlUp Edge DX, it provides full monitoring, and it allows support personnel to see what is happening on the physical endpoint, on the computer that VDI user is using. You can see everything like processes that they are running, applications they have installed. You've got plenty of metrics. This requires installation of a full agent, and this is actually a complete monitoring of the endpoint. And also, with help of Edge DX, support personnel can perform remote operations, remote actions on the physical endpoint. What is important to understand is difference between these two technologies. So ControlUp Remote DX is a simple, lightweight monitoring solution that is focused particularly on network quality, network connection quality. And it works only at the time of VDI session. So this can be, for example, installed on the personal computer of the VDI user. If they are using personal computer, the monitoring is limited just to network parameters. It is non-intrusive and can be used with bring your own devices. ControlUp Edge DX is providing full visibility and control into physical endpoint, and it is recommended for company-owned desktops, company-owned laptops. Also, what is important to understand here is that if you have ControlUp software, the Realtime Console, Insights, etc., installed in on-premise mode, so full software is installed in your data center, then Remote DX will work perfectly well. However, ControlUp Edge DX, it works differently. It requires a cloud-based backend. So for ControlUp Edge DX, to make it work, it has the the backend part, the server part running in Microsoft Azure public cloud. We don't have now ControlUp Edge for full on-premise installation. This may come in future, but it will not happen this year. So these are the two solutions that we have for last mile monitoring, and I will show both of them to you in a few minutes. What is also important, in my opinion, is that while Remote DX is like fully bound to VDI infrastructure, ControlUp Edge DX can be used even if you don't use a VDI or as a second solution that complements VDI monitoring. We have some customers that are using ControlUp Edge DX standalone without other ControlUp modules, without other ControlUp software. Both of these features either require additional license or are included in the ControlUp Ultimate bundle that I will introduce in a few moments. ControlUp Solve is our new web-based interface. We have already been showing this interface on several occasions. This interface is complementing Realtime Console and Insights, the module for historical reporting. However, the long-term plan of ControlUp is to fully replace Realtime Console with Solve, and we expect this to happen next year. I will show you Solve in a few moments in demo part, so you will see its functionality. The important new feature of the Realtime Console is the scheduled triggers. So with this feature, we can create a trigger that will be fired by the calendar event. So we can, for example, run some actions like, clean up disks or shut down unused VDI machines, etc., based on the time and the date. So you can do things like, like here on the screen, after 5 in the afternoon, if any machine has 0 user sessions, then shut them down to conserve infrastructure resources. It's a simple feature, but adds, but pretty important to automate the environment. Security enhancements. First of all, we have added the certificate-based authentication to our agent deployments. And what is incredibly important, we have added the option to encrypt fully encrypt communication between ControlUp agents and console and monitors. So now all traffic that goes between ControlUp components in your data center can be fully encrypted. So even if you have an intruder in your network and they would be able to intercept traffic, they will not be able to quickly understand this traffic or see what is inside, because the traffic between components of ControlUp solution is now fully encrypted. So far, we had several bundles combining our software with like Pro and Platinum bundles. Both include our Realtime Console and Insights module for historical reporting. Pro is simpler and Platinum can be extended with additional licenses. So you can add licenses like, for example, Remote DX or Edge DX to Platinum or automated actions. 2 weeks ago, we have also introduced the Ultimate Bundle. The Ultimate Bundle is, of course, priced slightly higher. Please talk to Anton Ignatov about pricing in Russia. And Ultimate includes all of these functionalities in its price. So there is, for Ultimate, the only additional license you may need is license for NetScaler monitoring. So if you buy, I don't know, 500 licenses for the Ultimate bundle, you will get Realtime Console, Insights, you will get Remote DX, Solve Web Interface, Automated Actions, you will get ScoutBees for synthetic monitoring, and you will get Edge DX licenses as well. So Ultimate includes all of the technologies that we have. So that's all for the slides, for the introduction. So now I would like to switch my screen to a demo part. So now you see on screen ControlUp Realtime Console that is used to get real-time monitoring and perform troubleshooting actions on your VDI environment. This is our most popular module, the bread and butter of monitoring, administering, troubleshooting of the VDI environments, be it Citrix-based or Horizon-based VDI environment. What I would like to maybe start first is show you how the scheduled triggers. So these are simply created by pressing the triggers icon. And when I add a trigger, I can create triggers based on stress level, on some particular Windows event, events related to machine state, machine up or down, processes started, user logging in, logging off, etc. Or I can press scheduled and create a scheduled trigger. So it's as easy as that. I don't think we need to dig into deeper. So now what I would like to show you is the Remote DX feature, what you can actually get and what you can see using Realtime Console. So for this, I will switch to Sessions tab to see sessions that I have in my environment. And to see the data related to physical endpoints, I will switch column preset to Client Metrics. And now it shows me all the sessions that are active in my demo environment with network-related statistics of the users that are active and have Remote DX extension installed. So I work now from my home office in Poland, and I am connected to a remote session in our data center, R&D data center in Israel. So this is quite a remote session. And you see here that, my session is active. I am logged in from a device with this name. This is my device client IP. The synthetic client device score that is based on quality of my Wi-Fi signal, latency is good. So it shows in green. Here in this column, you see a graph showing recent history of Wi-Fi signal strength in my laptop that I use now to do this remote session. It is 73%. Well, it's maybe below optimal. However, it's still a good quality connection. Here you see LAN latency. LAN latency is actually the latency between my endpoint device, my laptop, and my Wi-Fi access point, my Wi-Fi router. Total session latency it shows the actual latency between my laptop and the virtual machine in which this real-time console runs, so my session virtual machine. Internet latency is calculated by periodically pinging Google DNS servers. So this is how we check, the overall internet latency. This column, client packet loss, shows, well, as the name implies, what is the percentage of packet loss. I've got good quality network, good quality connection, so this is 0. Very good indicator of the overall quality. Further information you get here is that you get like Wi-Fi network card name, you get actual Wi-Fi network speed. So my Wi-Fi network in my laptop is working at this speed with a router. You see what type of Wi-Fi connectivity I have now working here. You see my router IP address. You see my Wi-Fi SSID, so name of the network. And what is extremely important, you also see Wi-Fi authentication. So you see whether my session is encrypted or not. Why it is important? If you have remote users that are connecting to your VDI environment to run some sensitive applications, high security applications, this information can be used to trigger an action. So for example, you can create a trigger that if user is logged in through a Wi-Fi network without encryption, and they start a specific application, then the session will automatically get disconnected. Or for example, if user logs in through a unencrypted Wi-Fi network, there will be a message shown in the session window recommending to shut down the session and use encrypted network for that matter. We also here have the Wi-Fi BSSID, so we can actually have information to which Wi-Fi access point the user is connected. Here in my home office, I have a Wi-Fi mesh network, so I have several access points. If my network quality would be bad or session experience would be bad, the support personnel can quickly identify which of the mesh Wi-Fi access points I'm actually using. So they can very quickly spot a faulty or bad quality access point. So that's basically speaking, this is what you see about the network quality metrics, network connection quality parameters that can be obtained through remote DX feature with Realtime Console. I hope you like it. So now what I would like to do, I would like to switch to our Solve web interface to quickly show it to you, and then show remote DX, but also Edge DX, the other physical endpoint monitoring solution. So Solve works as a web interface. So if you want to run Solve, you need a license for it. So either add on to Platinum bundle or part of the Ultimate bundle. Solve runs as in a dedicated virtual machine in your environment, and it has a web server and an application server behind, and it provides like a mixture of Realtime Console. So you can see the same data you have in Realtime Console mixed with historical reports, like you see, or dashboards, like you see in Insights, the historical reporting tool that we have. So here we see the general dashboard that shows the overall situation with our VDI environment. We see number of hosts, virtual machines, data store free space, active user sessions, and number of processes, and several of the widgets that actually show, resource health, session level stress. You can see, like, top 5 processes by CPU usage, or top user session by CPU consumption, slowest logons in our environment. And here you've got graphs that show plenty of parameters related to the overall health of the VDI environment. We can switch the view to discovery to allow root cause analysis of eventual issues. At the top of this view, you see a logical architecture, logical topology of our VDI environment. So in our demo environment, we have one data center, we have one cluster with 5 hosts that are connected to 3 data stores that are in total running 63 machines with 6,500 processes and overall of 32 user sessions. This is for Citrix-based environments. We've got 2 EUC sites with 15 delivery groups, 13 published apps, 2 brokers. If I switch here to the other part of my demo system, which is based on VMware Horizon, the view is changing, and the logical architecture is changing as well. So this way, we can switch the view between these 2 environments. So let me get back to the discovery view. I can here in the lower part, I see details related to the highlighted part of my infrastructure. So let me switch back to Citrix. And let's see, we can see all of the virtual machines. So you see here that we have 63 virtual machines. Some of them have like stress level critical. And if I hover over this critical icon, then it actually shows me why this virtual machine is considered to be critical. So it has got, as you see, high memory utilization, and it has got a lot of I/O operations. There is lots of reads, lots of writes. There is the read time is pretty high, etc. So we can actually drill down. So I can, click on this virtual machine, and I will get like detailed information of this specific machine. If I go further, I see that memory utilization is high. If I click on memory utilization, I get a list of sessions that are running in this virtual machine. So I can still drill down, look at the session, get the overall parameters related to session. Now, as you can see here, the logical architecture view has changed. So now I'm focused on this virtual machine. It's running on this host, part of this cluster in this data center, and I can, for example, I can see all processes related to this session. So here I get a list of these processes. Again, one of them is in critical stress because it is performing lots of I/O operations. So as you see, with Solve, we can pretty quickly drill down to see what is happening in our environment with details. The information is quickly available. Here in this widget, you see top 5 processes by CPU usage or top 5 processes by disk usage. We see the dynamo part of the I/O meter that we run on purpose to show this type of application is consuming lots of resources. So with Solve, we can also look at sessions. We can, for example, focus view on my session. So now I just see my session. You see what application I'm running, in which virtual machine. You see other parameters of my session. You see, like, memory used, I/O operations, logon duration, etc., etc. And you can also see the client device score. I have added this column to the view. And now, if I click on this little icon, it will show me parameters related to remote DX metrics collected from my physical endpoint. So you see the same set of metrics that we have seen with Realtime Console, but this time the metrics are depicted in a more graphical way. That's the value of web-based interface. So you see that my laptop is connected to a access point. You see here the Wi-Fi signal strength, 71% now, latency between my my laptop and the Wi-Fi access point. You see the latency from my DSL router to Google DNS servers, and you see the overall session latency from my laptop to this virtual machine where my session runs in our developed R&D data center in Israel, okay, with additional useful parameters. Solve interface is, well, our customers are currently using it to give quick access to information about VDI infrastructure to first-line support personnel. So people in the IT help desk can get quick access to Solve interface, and then using it, they can very, very quickly identify the issue, usually helping the end user right on the spot by suggesting some simple actions like, look, your Wi-Fi signal strength is low. Please get closer to your access point. This can solve user experience issues very quickly. Or if they see that the connectivity is good and there is still a problem, then they can open a ticket and send it to VDI operators for resolution, for deeper root cause analysis and troubleshooting using our real-time console. The difference between this interface and real-time console is that, well, here we don't have this right click. Like, if I right click, I get the Chrome, my web browser menu, not like here when I in Realtime Console, when I right click on my session, I get the menu with actions that I can do. So I can, I don't know, RDP to machine, manage processes related to this session, and do some script actions and so on. These features are not available in Solve interface. We can say that Solve interface as of today is read-only. So it can be used to quickly diagnose the situation, but you cannot troubleshoot the situation like you can with use of a Realtime Console. Here you see now we have another user logged in, Peter, and you can see his parameters for Wi-Fi connectivity. You see signal strength is 95%. So it looks like Peter is a very good user that is actually sitting with his laptop next to Wi-Fi access point, very close to Wi-Fi access point. And you see that also his internet connectivity is much better than mine, because the total session latency is like 5 milliseconds compared to 67 seconds in my case. He also, the network, the Wi-Fi transmission speed is much faster than in my case, etc. Returning back to Solve, what I would like to show you now is the EdgeDX, the other solution for monitoring of physical endpoints. So EdgeDX can be used as a component of a broader ControlUp deployment, or, as I said, it can be used as a standalone solution without other components. But we have to remember that EdgeDX in current version must have a cloud-based backend. This backend is running in Microsoft Azure. So as far as of today, I'm sure that Microsoft Azure doesn't have any regions in Russia yet. So it runs in Europe. So what you can see here, you've got a general dashboard that shows the overall parameters. You can see actual location of our endpoints. So you see that we got some in Netherlands, we got some locations in Germany, some in France. We can actually view list of devices that have agent installed and that have at least once in their lifetime transmitted data to our backend. I have applied a filter to hide offline devices. So now in this list, I see only the devices that are currently connected, that have active network connectivity. What is important to understand about EdgeDX is that EdgeDX agent that runs on company laptop or company desktop collects monitoring data 24 hours, 7 days a week, every 5 minutes or every 1 minute, how you configure it. If there is no network connection to backend server in the cloud, then agent stores monitoring data on a local disk, and this data is uploaded to the backend later when the network connectivity is restored. So the EdgeDX provides all the time monitoring, even if you don't have if you don't have network connectivity at the moment. If I click on one of these devices, here what I can see device location. I get detailed information about the state of the device, operating system version, build, etc. I can see that disks are encrypted or not. I can see hardware details, network card details, etc. So here I can see graphs showing CPU usage, memory usage. So for example, here there was a small peak in the CPU usage. So if I click on it, and now I can see actual process that was consuming most of the CPU at that time. Some of you may recognize what is this process. We will see later what it is. So let me reset Zoom. We see a lot of information. For example, we see like user input delay. We see network usage. We see details related to I/O subsystem, etc. So pretty detailed information about what is happening on with this device. We can define triggers. So with HDX, you can configure alerts. So if some of the metrics will reach certain thresholds, the operators can get information, can get an alert, or an automatic action can be triggered on based on these alerts. We see active processes. So that's a useful information. So if user is complaining that their I don't know, Outlook is working slowly, or Teams is not playing the webinars pretty well, you can quickly see what is running there. And well, what is this process? This looks like the Bitcoin miner or something like this. Well, certainly on a company computer, this should not be running. So support personnel can take action based on this. We have customers that are using HDX to see whether company equipment, laptop or desktop, is used in a proper way. One of our customers requested a trigger that will create an alert when user is running Netflix on company laptop. And if they run Netflix more than 3 times in a week, then additional action is created to notify the management, for example. We can see the processes with resource consumption. We can also see installed applications. So you can scroll through the list and see, what is installed on this particular machine. You can see things like missing patches. So you can advise user or automatically enforce installation of missing patches. You can see all of the device events here. So we get a very detailed monitoring, very detailed insight into what is happening at this device. So the support personnel can make a quick analysis and suggest troubleshooting actions, corrective actions, while talking to the end user, or they may send a message to be displayed at the screen. They can remotely reboot or shut down the computer, or they can actually run a command on this remote system. We also are able to define custom scripts that are shown as custom actions. So you can not only just open a dialog box to run a command here, but you can have scripts and perform specific scripts that, I don't know, check firewall status or do speed test for the user, etc., etc. HDX is also capable of generating reports. So you can not only view a specific device related to the end user that may have a problem, that may report an incident, but also occasionally, from time to time, you can, run a report to collect information about resources, about software installed, about top processes by CPU time, top users by application, and so on and so on. So it gives you quite a lot of useful information, quite a lot of specific details related to physical endpoints. And please notice that HDX, as you see it here, it can work completely without VDI client. So we can install it just on every company laptop or every company desktop, or just for users that are working remotely. So we have a lot of options to use HDX to improve the physical computer experience for our end users. So basically speaking, that's all that I wanted to demo to you. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will ask Anton to help with translation if necessary.
Oh, well, Chris, there was one question, but we've already answered on it. The question was about, is it correct that the new version doesn't support fully on-premise installation? So the answer was that HDX supports working only with ControlUp console on cloud. The other and ScoutBiz. ScoutBiz are also working on cloud.
Yes.
Константин, еще раз.
ScoutBiz is the module that is used to monitor quality of or monitor remote access quality. So, for example, we have for our own remote access, we have NetScaler devices that allow access from internet for remote users. So I can see, with ScoutBiz, I can see how it works, whether there are issues, whether there are failures. So certainly ScoutBiz must run from the internet to test if remote users can log in.
So that was the whole pool of questions right for now. And Chris, may I just the conclusion, a short brief of your perfect speech, but I made it on Russian. Okay?
Certainly, please do.
Коллеги, ну, в принципе, Крис старался говорить медленно, все было довольно-таки понятно, но, так сказать, суммируя то, о чем он рассказывал, что он показал. Значит, самые основные нововведения, которые выражаются в масштабировании системы мониторинга, состоят в том, что теперь можно осуществлять мониторинг в последней миле, так называемый. То есть это выражается в том, что либо мы мониторим используемые ресурсы на устройстве, где запущена сессия VDI, то есть такие как сигнал Wi-Fi, качество приема или там, скорость подключения к интернету от провайдера у пользователя. То есть эта фишка полезна, когда пользователь обращается в службу техподдержки с проблемами работы, скорости работы или запуска приложения или рабочего стола, сбоями в системе. И благодаря вот этой новой фишке, которая Remote DX называется, специалисты могут увидеть, проблема кроется в инфраструктуре и, скажем, живет на терминальной ферме, или же эта проблема непосредственно у пользователя, то есть он там сел за какую-то арматурину, Wi-Fi плохо ловит, либо не проплатил интернет, у него скорость упала, то есть именно проблема на стороне пользователя. Вторая фишка, вторая функция – это контроль и мониторинг непосредственно того, что происходит на конечном пользовательском устройстве. То есть это локально установленные приложения, возможно, которые необходимы для работы в купе с виртуальными рабочими столами. Возможно, это запуск каких-то веб-приложений, то есть контроль конечного пользовательского устройства в рамках системы мониторинга. Дальше мы рассмотрели вариант нового веб-интерфейса, то есть это ControlUp Solve с возможностью проваливаться на более глубокий уровень с целью установить первопричину, то есть провести глубинный анализ по поиску и устранению причин. То есть здесь в полной мере реализуется потенциал ControlUp, когда не тратятся многие часы трудоресурса на поиск проблемы, установления и поиск решения, а здесь и сейчас оперативно все показывается в довольно-таки таком дружественном и понятном интерфейсе, что ControlUp позиционирует как одно из таких основных преимуществ, что обычно в организации не так много людей, которые досконально знают инфраструктуру и, в принципе, могут предположить, где может возникнуть или возникает та или иная проблема. А здесь, благодаря этому решению, каждый специалист имеет доступ к необходимым инструментам, чтобы, в принципе, оказать качественную поддержку на уровне высококвалифицированного специалиста. То есть уже не предположить, где проблема, а четко ее увидеть и применить необходимые скрипты, либо они уже автоматически будут применены. То есть тут это экономия и времени, и трудоресурсов. И также Крис рассказал по улучшениям, которые были проведены, по улучшениям безопасности, которые коснулись как отработки скриптов, так и вообще по доступу, по разграничению прав доступа разных сотрудников консоли ControlUp. И рассказал про синтетический тестировщик от ControlUp, это ScoutBiz, который является собой SaaS-приложение, проверяющего доступность элементов инфраструктуры и доступность еще, насколько быстро время отклика, насколько они доступны, насколько комфортно с ними работать. При этом это выполняется постоянно с заданной периодичностью. Таким образом, проблемы можно обнаружить и устранить до момента их наступления. То есть такая превентивная мера, которая, в принципе, спасает ситуацию, спасает положение и позволяет избежать ситуации, когда мы узнаем о проблеме, когда она уже случилась. Это если кратко о том, о чем рассказал Крис. Так, еще у нас есть вопрос. Какие варианты поддержки продукта есть? Входит ли поддержка в комплект при покупке лицензии или приобретается отдельно? Крис, перевести вопрос или как?
Да, перевести.
What variants of support are included in the solution, or it's supposed to purchase standalone separately?
Okay, then. So the way that ControlUp is selling its solution is by selling subscriptions. So if you buy a subscription, then technical support is included in the subscription price. So there is no additional cost for technical support. Also, for software maintenance. It means that if you have an active subscription and ControlUp releases new version, like 8.5 or 8.6 maybe in a few months, then all users that have active subscription are getting both technical support and new version within the price of subscription. What is important is that, you know, if we release a major new version and you want to upgrade your on-premise installation to this new version, then you will get free support assistance as part of your subscription. So technical support is available to all of our customers in the price of subscription, not only if they have an issue that requires troubleshooting, but also if they require assistance to, for example, install something new, to configure new elements of the VDI environment. So all of this is included in price of the subscription.
And Chris, what level are there? Any levels, different levels of support are presented, tiers?
Basically speaking, we got like 2 levels of support. Best effort, which is included in price of Pro subscription, and Platinum and Ultimate get the higher level. So we get like 2-hour response time from our support and the priority resolution.
Ну, то есть, коллеги, ну, на всякий случай продублирую на русском, что 2 уровня поддержки есть. Значит, одна входит в редакцию Pro, и это, ну, скажем, верхний уровень поддержки. И высший уровень входит в редакцию Platinum и Ultimate. Ultimate скоро появится в прайсе и станет доступен для приобретения. На данный момент продается редакция, то есть в основном это Platinum On-Prem. Вот. Также возможна редакция Cloud, но это обсуждается уже в индивидуальном порядке в зависимости от инфраструктуры, существующей инфраструктуры компании. И если точнее отвечать на вопрос, да, значит, как бы поддержка входит в состав покупаемой годовой лицензии. Ну, подписка, годовая лицензия, кто как называет. So for now, I don't see any questions. Коллеги, может, еще есть вопросы? Ага. What's about education and certification?
For education and certification, we have end user trainings available to all of our customers free of charge. The trainings that we have available are delivered as self-paced trainings. So you can enroll to these trainings and just do it when you have a free moment. We also have instructor-led trainings that are delivered as remote sessions. These are delivered in English, and we have like 2 courses. One is basic administration. It consists of 2 sessions, each having 2 hours. And then if you complete the basic administration, you can enroll to advanced administration. Again, 2 sessions, 2 hours each. What is important? These are free of charge. I will provide information how to enroll to these sessions to Anton. So please get in touch with Anton to get instructions on how to enroll to our training sessions, both basic administration course and advanced administration course. Doesn't matter if you take it self-paced or instructor-led, you can complete an exam at the end and get a certificate. Again, this is free of charge.
Ну, если суммирую, коллеги, то вся обучение есть, и вся информация, как подключиться и пройти курсы и сдать экзамен, будет в follow-up письме, которое мы разошлем в течение нескольких дней после текущего вебинара. Еще вопросы? Да, Крис, yes.
I would like to show one more thing here. This one. You see now on screen our web page. So if you go to ControlUp.com and then let me do it this way. I'll show you full trip. ControlUp.com. If
Chris, we don't hear you.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go to our support web page and type in the search, type in service levels, you will get the service level agreement and support definitions. So it's referring to previous question, yeah? And here you have information about service level definitions, what is urgent, high, normal, low, and what you get, what support plan you get as part of the Pro or Enterprise Platinum. So what are the initial response times for different levels? So all this information is publicly available and you can view it on our webpage.
Большое спасибо всем за внимание. Надеюсь, что вам было интересно послушать, посмотреть. Вы увидели что-то новое. И это поможет вам, во-первых, более глубоко понять вообще назначение системы мониторинга. Возможно, обратить свое внимание на решение ControlUp в свете тех новинок, которые мы сегодня показали. Ну, вот, по всем вопросам вы можете обращаться в компанию Олли, ко мне, Антону Игнатову, который ответит на них. Вот. И надеюсь, что хорошая система мониторинга, как вы не выбрали, позволит вам оперативно устранять возникающие проблемы до их возникновения. Вот. Коллеги, большое спасибо всем за внимание. Крис, отдельное спасибо тебе за проведенную презентацию, за детализированный рассказ, за такой размеренный хороший рассказ, то есть все спокойно и детально рассмотрели.
Большое спасибо.
Коллеги, всего доброго, хорошего дня. До свидания.
До свидания.